What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the announcement that gun released yesterday. If you guys don't know, after May 2025, they're not going to be releasing any content and they're not going to be supporting the game anymore, meaning no updates. So May 2025, which is this month, is going to be their last update, and all it's going to be is bug fixes. So we're not going to be getting content this month as well. So when it comes to content, it's over. Just bug fixes this update and maybe some gameplay changes if we're lucky. And I know I made a video yesterday about the announcement, but for this video specifically, I'm going to go more in depth with my thoughts and share how I feel about this announcement and moving forward with the channel. But other than that, let's jump right into the video. So first things first, I want to give a huge shout out to all the TCM content creators out there. If you played this game back when the game first came out last year, or even if you recently started playing the game and streaming it, huge shout out to you guys. Huge shout out to all the content creators on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, you name it. It was nice getting to know a few of you guys. Obviously, I didn't get along with a few content creators. I'm not going to get into it, but that's just how it is in the streaming world. I'm not going to get along with a few of them. But to all the TCM content creators out there, or just content creators in general, whether we got along or not, I genuinely, person to person and content creator to content creator, I genuinely wish the best for you and your family moving forward, and I genuinely wish the best for your channel moving forward. So yeah, just want to give a shout out to all the TCM content creators out there. Also want to give a shout out to the TCM community. It was nice getting to know a lot of people in the TCM community. Made a lot of friends along the way, and I'll definitely cherish those friendships and the good memories for the rest of my life. Obviously, there's bad memories with this game, but for the most part, it was good, and I'll always cherish it. But here's the thing. I want to touch on something here, because I've been seeing a lot of comments recently on social media. Nothing wrong with feeling frustrated and upset. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with providing criticism and constructive criticism. But don't be sending death threats, okay? I've been seeing comments online where people are sending death threats to the devs for some odd reason over a game. Like I said, nothing wrong with providing criticism and being upset. We didn't expect this announcement to come out this early. We expected, two new characters and a new map before the sunset. We didn't expect it on a random Tuesday morning. We did not expect that. But don't be sending them death threats. It's not right. Being toxic is not right. Toxicity is never the answer. It's not going to solve anything. So don't be sending death threats out there. It's not worth it. You're going to look like a terrible person if you do that. And we're all human at the end of the day, right? So don't be sending death threats over a game. It's just not worth it. But like I said, constructive criticism is fine. I've also been seeing some comments online. I'm going to talk about this too. People have been talking about, I've been seeing comments online. People are talking about how to not expect the game to live for many years. But here's the thing. This game lasted, obviously the game is not going to get shut down. You can still play the game, obviously. They're just not going to be supporting the game moving forward after May 2025. But this game had a lot of potential, guys. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, we shouldn't expect this game to live for 3+ years or 5+ years. But this IP, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot of potential when it comes to licenses and all that. This game definitely should have lasted more than 1.5 years, in my opinion. It definitely should have hit at least the 2-year mark, but it didn't even hit the 2-year mark. It definitely should have lasted more than 1.5 years. I can't believe they actually said this game reached its full potential. That's complete BS, in my opinion. Let's actually talk about that too. Let's talk about the game itself. The gameplay was phenomenal, okay? I'll be talking about the gameplay after as well in terms of characters and all that, because characters are a whole nother discussion on why the game kind of went downhill. But let's talk about the gameplay. Gameplay was very unique compared to other ASIM games. Very unique, very addicting. Hence the reason why the TCM community is very loyal to this game. Hence the reason why there's a petition out there to save this game. The gameplay was just so good. Problem is, though, gameplay can only carry you so far. They did a great job with gameplay, but outside of gameplay, terrible execution. Terrible in terms of communication, dev streams, what else? Outside the gameplay as well, such as the progression system, adding stuff to the game, updates, just terrible execution overall. Gameplay was fine, like I said, but outside of that, it was just terrible execution. And like I said here in my notes, yeah, the bad monetization, they can't meet deadlines, no unlockables and progression system after level 99. It was just terrible execution outside of the gameplay. And yeah, the game had a lot of potential, but it didn't reach its full potential like the dev said. And yeah, how can a game reach its full potential after a year and a half? You can't reach your full potential after a year and a half. How can you reach your full potential when you didn't even release the additional content and the free content that you guys advertised with the content pass? It wasn't a part of the content pass, the additional content and the free content. They fulfilled the content pass, by the way. A lot of people are talking about this online. Guys, they completed the content pass. They completed it. So don't be calling up your lawyer and trying to sue these guys. They completed the content pass. They're not going to be releasing the additional content and the free content though, like the hair pack, the execution packs, the next Leatherface outfit. They're not going to be releasing that. They're just not, unfortunately. And that's unfortunate because they advertised it, right? So, but like I said, I don't know how a game can reach its full potential when it didn't even hit the 2-year mark. That makes no sense to me. And I get it. People are saying, oh, you shouldn't expect this game to last 2 years. But guess what? They had the rights to all the Leatherface cosmetics. And guess what? All we got was one Leatherface licensed cosmetic, which was the 2003 Leatherface. There was so much potential when it comes to one character alone. There was also potential when it comes to licenses. I know licenses are hard to get. They try to get the TCM 2 license when it comes to Chop Top and all that. It didn't work out. But there's so many movies when it comes to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Why not try to get the rights to those movies and try to implement, you know, the maps into the game or some characters into the game? There was just so much potential. A year and a half, they definitely didn't reach their full potential. I don't know why they said that in the article or the announcement itself. I get it. They didn't want to throw people under the bus, but the game did not reach its full potential in a year and a half. That's complete bullshit. Okay, guys, that's complete bullshit in my opinion. They didn't reach its full potential. Hell no. Here's what hurts the most as well. I feel so bad for the PS Plus players. That's the next thing I have here on my notes. They received so many new players from PS Plus in April. I genuinely thought I got bamboozled. Okay, I got bamboozled. I genuinely thought this game was going to go from here to here, all the way up here. After the PS Plus announcement, they got a shit ton of players from PS Plus just for them to announce that they're not going to be supporting the game a month later. Feel bad for the PS Plus players because I saw a lot of them in my chats and a lot of other streamers' chats. They were so excited, waiting for the next update with gameplay changes, new characters, or just content in general. They bought the DLC as well because they were pumped about the future DLC. And guess what? They spent money on the game for them to not even release future content and balance changes in the future, which is very unfortunate. Shout out to all the PS Plus players out there. It's just so unfortunate because a lot of PS Plus players were genuinely enjoying this game. Obviously, some PS Plus players left the game because they didn't enjoy it, but for the most part, a lot of them stayed with the game. I would say, from what I've seen online, and it's just unfortunate because they received so many new players, and they just pushed the game to the side and just left it in the dirt. It's just so unfortunate. It's a PS Plus players. The game just had so much potential, guys. Like, it's so hard for me to put it into words because I'm just very disappointed. Not really upset. I mean, I was upset yesterday on stream, but as I'm recording this video, I'm just so disappointed because this game had a lot of potential. I never compared this game to DBD, by the way. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, this game would have killed DBD. Nothing's going to kill DBD, guys. Come on. DBD is going on to its 9-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary next year. Those guys are killing it over there. Regardless of whether you like the gameplay or not, you can't deny the fact that they have a progression system and they consistently release updates and content. So you can't deny that. Obviously, the gameplay is not the best in DBD, but in terms of progression system and all that, they do one hell of a job. So shout out to the people over at DBD. In terms of this game though, this game had a shit ton of potential. Like there's so many things they could have done. Like even Rush Week, for an example. I know a lot of people don't like Rush Week. A lot of people think Rush Week was the reason why this game failed, but Rush Week had some potential as well. And the fact that they released Rush Week with nothing to it after and just put the game to the side makes no sense to me. How can you release a game mode and not do anything to it besides bug fixes? That literally makes no sense to me. I was literally playing Rush Week yesterday, only one game, and I was thinking to myself, this game mode had a lot of potential, could have been huge, but it wasn't. Good idea when it comes to Rush Week, great idea actually, but the execution for Rush Week was horrendous. They added literally nothing to it besides cosmetics. And let's talk about cosmetics real quick. Cosmetics are cool, but it does nothing to the game. Nothing. And these last few updates, when it comes to content, all they released was cosmetics. And cosmetics, I get it. Cosmetics look cool in game. The suits that the family got looked awesome in game. But cosmetics can only do so much for a video game. What makes a video game good is constant updates in terms of gameplay changes, switching up the meta, releasing hotfixes when the updates don't go well. I'm going to be talking about that as well after. The gameplay, the updates and all that with the hotfixes, how they don't release hotfixes. I'll be talking about that later on, but it's just so unfortunate. They delayed 2 updates this year. We only got cosmetics for the most part. I'll be honest too. A lot of people were saying how I kissed the dev's ass. I'll be honest. I was a certified ass kisser when it comes to the devs back in the day. Okay, I used to kiss the dev's ass the first year the game came out, from August 2023 to August 2024. I used to kiss their ass a lot, saying how the devs, you know, when the updates were terrible, I used to defend the devs and say, okay, give them time. They need to figure things out with Black Tower Studios. Give them time. The game will be good. I know the update's bad, but listen up, guys. They're going to try their best moving forward and release some good updates. And my God, was I wrong. After that anniversary update, things just went from here to here really quick after the anniversary update. And I'll be talking about that when I talk about the gameplay. I'll be talking about the updates and how it just went downhill. But yeah, in terms of... Oh yeah, I also want to talk about peer-to-peer. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm still going to be playing the game. Hey, nothing wrong with playing the game. They're just not releasing content and updates after May 2025. They're not releasing it, or they're not delisting it from the stores and all that. They're not. It's still going to be there on the store if you guys want to purchase it. I wouldn't recommend purchasing it, considering how they're not going to release content and updates moving forward. Like, what happens if this last update they release, it's going to be broken? What happens if the Xbox crash bug returns with this last update? That's a GG's to Xbox players. But yeah, when it comes to peer-to-peer, if you guys don't know already, they're going to be adding peer-to-peer matchmaking in the future. If you guys don't know what peer-to-peer matchmaking is, it's going to be hell, especially with this game. It's going to be hell. Peer-to-peer matchmaking is basically Friday the 13th. So when they add peer-to-peer matchmaking, there's going to be a host in every match. So let's say you go into a match and the Connie is a host. Let's say the Connie is the host for the lobby. And you go into the game. If you kill the Connie right away and the Connie backs out, guess what? The game is over because the Connie was the host. And once the host leaves the match, the whole game crashes and it's over. That's why peer-to-peer matchmaking is going to be complete hell. Or it's going to be hell for this game. You know why it's going to be hell for this game? Because the game itself already, people just dodge lobbies. People back out in the middle of a match. People back out instantly when a match starts. So when they have a host in a match now, you can't expect, let's say a victim is a host for a match. You can't expect the victim to spectate the whole match after they die. They're going to back out no matter what. So GG's once they add peer-to-peer matchmaking. I feel like peer-to-peer matchmaking is going to be hell. Because if you guys don't know, I feel like we all know already, everyone just leaves their matches now. There's at least 1 or 2 people every match, no matter what, that leaves, no matter what. And if it's on Graveyard, GG's, the match is going to crash no matter what. Peer-to-peer matchmaking is a horrendous idea for this game because of how people can't handle anything. If a gate gets open, they leave. If someone gets door slammed, they leave. If one of their teammates die, they leave. If they're the last victim, they leave. Like, you can't win every game. It just doesn't make sense to the community sometimes. But yeah, since I mentioned everything when it comes to the community and all that, let's talk about the gameplay itself now. All right, so when it comes to gameplay, okay, well, that's a huge discussion here because I talked about this yesterday on my stream and it was actually pissing me off a little bit. The game was fine before Danny came out. After Danny came out, I'm sorry, the game started going downhill when it comes to characters. But let's talk about the beginning of the game, though. This game was doing good when it first came out. It was thriving. Obviously, there was bugs and a lot of hackers. But once they removed crossplay from PC, they lost a shit ton of players, guys. If you guys don't remember when the game first came out, there was a lot of hackers. You were going up against hackers pretty much every other game. There's still a lot of hackers now. There's literally hackers out there playing the game and streaming the game on YouTube, and the devs just sit there on like the devs just sit there at their desk doing nothing about the hackers. They're just like this, doing nothing about the hackers. Makes no sense to me. But yeah, when the game first came out, they removed crossplay from PC, so only Xbox players can play with PlayStation players. PC players are only playing with PC players because they removed the crossplay, obviously, like I said, and they lost a lot of players from that. A lot of players, and those players didn't even come back after. A few of them came back, but for the most part, the majority of them left because I think that lasted a month and a half, if I'm not mistaken, when they removed the PC from crossplay. I think that lasted about a month and a half, almost 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's talk about the gameplay now. When they released Danny, my God, they lost. I don't know how many players they lost, but when they released Danny, they lost a lot of family players, and they lost players in general because of how pay to win he was and how overpowered he was. And let's talk about monetization. $10 for a character. $10 for a character is stupid. It should have been a bundle. So when Danny came out, it was Danny and Nancy. It should have been, oh, you get Danny and Nancy for $10. Something like that. Not $20 for 2 characters. I could go buy an Osmos meal for $20. Like, and then for one character it's $10. Like, come on. It should have been 2 characters for $10, not 1 character for $10. That means you're spending $20 for 2 characters when you can go get a meal at Mickey D's or something. But yeah, when they released Danny was so overpowered. Here's the problem with the characters. I get it, they have to release overpowered characters, I guess, so they can make a shit ton of money from these characters. But how the hell can you release an overpowered victim? Okay, they released an overpowered victim, and it took them, what, 2 months to fix the guy during the Christmas break? They left him overpowered during the Christmas break, and I think they fixed him in like February 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, well, Danny came out late November. So yeah, I don't think they even released an update in January of last year. So yeah, Danny was completely broken for like 2 months. 2 months and a half, yeah, 2 months, maybe 2 months and a half, which is ridiculous. In terms of characters, they did a terrible job in terms of characters. Like, for an example, Danny came out, he was overpowered. One click of a button takes no skill. One click of a button, you can tamper something. They released Hands next to counter Danny. Hands takes no skill. One click of a button, you ripstall any objective. Kumbaya. And then they released Wyatt, okay? They released Wyatt in December of 2024, where the guy can throw a knife at a generator and battery and turn it off with one knife. Mind blown. How insane that, like, that's crazy. How can they release characters like that takes no skill, one click of a button, turn off an objective or turn on an objective with hands? Just makes no sense to me. And the fact it's crazy. The fact is, Wyatt came out in December, and the guy can still cross-map Tomahawk. I've seen it happen again. Like, when I play Family sometimes, I still see Wyatt's throwing knives across the map and turning off the gen on my ass, and they still haven't done anything about that because they're done. They threw the towel. They don't care. They're moving on to their next game. And yeah, let's talk about their next game. Depends on what it is. I mean, everyone's going to say, oh, I'm not going to buy their next game. But let's be honest. We've all done that before. I've done that with FIFA before. I've said, oh, I'm not going to buy the next FIFA game. But then I buy the next 5 FIFA games. People say they're not going to buy the next gun game. But guaranteed, I'm not trying to like offend anyone, but guaranteed, let's say this, okay? People say they're not going to buy the next gun game. But if they release a Scream game, those people are going to buy that game no matter what. Let's be honest. If they release a Terrifier game, people are going to buy that game. That's just how gaming is, guys. We've all been there before. Like I said, through my experience, I said I was never going to buy a FIFA game ever again, and then I buy the next 5 FIFA games. Yeah, you know what I mean? We've all been there. That's just how gaming is. But it's just, what the hell happened to this game, guys? What the hell happened? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, like I said in my notes here, yeah, characters were good, but started going downhill after the release of Danny and Hands and Wyatt. Objective pay to win characters. That's another problem, by the way. They should have never released characters that were objective based, like Danny, Hands, and White. They should have never done that. It just doesn't make sense. They should have released characters like Nancy, Virginia, Maria, because they weren't solely based on objectives. You know, they were actually affecting the gameplay, not objectives. Let's talk about the updates now. Oh, the updates. Oh my god, the updates. Sumo. I know Sumo. What's it called? Sumo released. Well, I know people like to shit on Sumo as well. The one thing about Sumo I could definitely tell you, they were consistent with their updates. Okay, although their updates were filled with bugs, I get it. It was every update was filled with bugs. Let's be honest here, even with Sumo. But Sumo consistently released updates. You know, they consistently did it. I think they were a part of the bi-weekly updates, and they were putting out updates every 2 weeks. Once Black Tower Studio came in, I get it. It was tough for Black Tower Studios coming in because they had to learn the coding and all that from Sumo, and they had to transition in. But, bro, what the hell happened to the updates? That anniversary update, I say this on my stream a lot. That anniversary update was the downfall of TCM. It was a downfall. They released an update that was unplayable. It was broken. Thank God they released a hotfix. Their one and only hotfix they released was for the anniversary update. Their one and only hotfix. They should have released more hotfixes, and that'll explain why. But yeah, the anniversary update was so bad. It was so bad. I remember that day like it was yesterday. And over here, Killer Clowns are releasing an update for their 1 year anniversary. Killer Clowns, I just checked before this video. Killer Clowns only has 10 players right now playing on Steam. And you know what they're doing for their 1 year anniversary? They're releasing 80 new challenges, 80 plus challenges, and they're releasing 40 plus free cosmetics. Isn't that crazy? With 10 players on Steam, I don't know how it is on console because they don't show numbers, but on Steam, they have 10 current players playing the game. People like to shit on Killer Clowns all the time. I need to shit on them a lot, but you can't deny how much passion they have for their game. Ilphonic have passion for Killer Clowns. They have passion because they're releasing 80 challenges plus 40 plus cosmetics for the community when there's barely anyone playing that game. TCM has a lot more players than Killer Clowns, and they just fumbled so hard. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. This is one of the biggest fumbles I've seen in gaming. One of the biggest fumbles because of how much potential it has. But yeah, when it comes to the updates, as an Xbox player, oh my god, this hurts the most as an Xbox player. We had an Xbox crash bug since September of 2024, okay? And they fixed it March 2025. 2 months later, they're announcing the sunset. So Xbox players were suffering for 6 months, which was half a year, by the way, half a year with the Xbox crash bug. They finally fixed it, and then 2 months later, they're like, yep, we're not going to be releasing any more updates after May 2025. No more content, no more bug fixes, no more gameplay changes. Kumbaya, everybody. We'll see you later. We're moving on to our next game. And by the way, when it comes to their next game, apparently there's people already mocapping for their next game from what I've seen online. How the hell can you just move on from this game that had a shit ton of potential and already be working on your next game? Like, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with working on your next game, but you can't just... They just abandon their games and move on to the next game? Come on now. Look at Ilphonic. I'm bringing up Ilphonic again. Ilphonic is still making updates, or Ilphonic is still providing updates for Predator Hunting Grounds. I'm pretty sure that's what the game is called. And I'm pretty sure they're still working on Ghostbusters. I'm pretty sure they're responsible for Ghostbusters, if I'm not mistaken. So they got 3 games Ilphonic. Killer Clowns, Predator Hunting Grounds, and Ghostbusters. Not too sure about Ghostbusters. Leave a comment down below. Are they responsible for Ghostbusters, Ilphonic? But if they are, they have 3 games they're working on. Gun Media, if they want to make another game, they just put the other game to the side and leave it in the dirt. Like, I don't think the devs realized they had a lot of potential with this game. This community was so loyal to this game. It's crazy. So loyal. They just put it to the side, leave it in the dirt. So much potential. That still pisses me off, by the way, how they said this game reached its full potential when they couldn't even meet deadlines for content. They missed 2 content deadlines. The one in 2024 and the one they released with the content pass. They missed it. They missed the deadline for the additional content, the free content. It's unacceptable. I understand people are supporting them and like kissing their ass in the comments on Twitter. I've seen people are kissing their ass, But I can't sit there and be like, good job. I'm gonna kiss your ass and I'll see you guys in the next game. I can't sit there and kiss their ass and be like, good job, guys. You guys did one hell of a job. How can I tell someone they did a good job when they couldn't even meet the content deadline? Dude, they literally advertised content and people were so hyped about the hair pack. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the hair pack because like I didn't really care about hair in a video game because hair in a video game is not gonna change anything. But people were so hyped about the hair pack and all that, and because they advertised it, people were excited for it because they advertised it. And then now the devs are like, nope, we're not going to release that because we're moving on. Stay tuned because we're moving on. I'm not going to kiss ass and be like, oh, good job when they can't even release content. It's unacceptable. It really is. Oh my God. It's crazy because I'm going off on them. Hey, respect to the devs. I'm not going to go off on them personally because like I said in the beginning of the video, I said, I'm not going to be sending death threats and all that. I'm not going to be toxic towards the devs because that's not right. I'm just providing criticism here for the next game. Guys, when it comes to gun media, I don't know if they're going to watch this video. I respect you guys a lot. You guys made one hell of a game. I wouldn't be here without this game, okay? I wouldn't be here without this game. But you guys have to be, what's the word? You have to be reasonable when it comes to your patch schedule and when it comes to content delays. You can't just keep letting people down. I get it with F13. With F13, it was a lawsuit, right? But with this game, no excuses now. No cop-out. It's all on you guys this time. It's all on you guys. No lawsuit for you guys to hide behind, okay? This is all on you guys. You guys had a shit ton of potential. I understand people are like, nothing wrong with playing the game still, guys. I'm still going to play the game here and there, probably once or twice a week, not that much anymore, because I can't play a game where they're not going to be fixing anything in the future. Like, I'll still be playing the game, like I said, once or twice a week, but I'm not going to have a full grind on this game anymore because there's nothing to grind for. But yeah, I mean, I might just call it there. That's all I wanted to say, really. It's just trying to think on what else to say. I mean, gameplay changes, they did. Let's talk about gameplay changes. We really needed gameplay changes for this game. If they release gameplay changes for this last update, that would be awesome. If they don't release gameplay changes at all for this next update and final update, it's going to be so stale in my opinion, because the gameplay has been the same for a while now. And I'm trying to think on, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think I'm just trying to think what they can add to this update. Obviously, they're not going to release content, but it would be nice to see some final changes to some characters, some perks, but that's not going to happen. We're probably just going to get bug fixes and that's it. I just can't believe, I used to defend these guys all the time and kiss their ass all the time. I just can't do that no more. I can't be kissing ass and saying they did a good job when they didn't. I just can't, because they didn't do a good job. They did a good job when the game first came out. They took out crossplay, right? So that was a terrible decision. One hell of a game. Great job, devs, when it comes to the core gameplay itself. But outside of the gameplay, like I said before, terrible execution. And moving forward with your game, guys, Gun Media, if you guys are watching, nothing but respect for you guys. Nothing but respect. I get it. We're all human. Nothing but respect. But moving forward with your game, communicate with your community. And let me tell you guys something. Don't go on Reddit. Whatever your next game may be, hopefully it's original, because I think you guys should stick with original content and not IPs. Don't go on Reddit, okay? Don't make a subreddit, because those guys on Reddit, I'm sorry if you guys are on Reddit, they don't know what the hell they're talking about, okay? They make shit up. When they have one bad game, they go on Reddit and cry, talking about how this needs to change and how this needs to change. Don't go on Reddit. Leave Reddit in the dirt. They only play one side. They don't understand the problems for both sides. So don't go on Reddit. Don't even go on Twitter to communicate. But if you're looking for constructive criticism and ways on how to improve the game, leave Reddit leave Reddit on the side. Leave them in the dirt, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And like I said, Sorry if I'm offending any of you guys on Reddit and whoever lives on there, but Reddit is a terrible place for constructive criticism. And all they do is they just focus on one side of the game, like victim side or family side, and that's all they talk about. They don't talk about both sides equally, and that's how the community is when it comes to ASIM games. People only play one side, and that's also another downfall for this game. People only wanted to play victim because family was boring. Let's be honest, family was boring. All you had to do was patrol. All you did as family was just sit there and get choose fighted every 10 seconds. And guess what? Choose fight. I know that's a huge topic of discussion, but why the hell was there a perk in the game where, dude, it makes no sense to me how when you play killer, if a victim choose fights you beside a generator and they have 50 strength, they can kick the generator in your face once they have level 3 choose fight. That makes no sense to me. That's why a lot of people stop playing family as well, because of the grapple, and choose fight all the time. And I get it. People are going to call me in the comments, oh, you're a crybaby, you're whining, you're a family man. I don't give a shit, man. You guys are the reason. I'm not going to blame the devs too all the time. People always blame the devs. The community is also at fault as well. The community is also at fault. Community is always leaving matches. They only play one side, and then they only play one side, and then they complain about the game when they only play one side. People complain about the family side and how lobbies are not filling up. Yeah, no shit, lobbies are not filling up because you guys only play one side. It's like, makes no sense. And also, lobbies are another issue. Reason why the game went downhill was because of the lobbies. The lobbies are caca mierda. They never fixed the lobbies once with this game. The lobby system for this game was the worst lobby. Like, the lobby system for this game was the worst I've ever seen in gaming history. It was atrocious. So atrocious. Like, the lobby would take like 10 minutes to fill up. If a family member backs out, it would take 10 business days to fill up. The only way a lobby would fill up is if a victim backs out. But, crazy. I know people like blaming the devs, but the TCM community is also at fault. They're also at fault. I'm not going to lie with you. You can't defend people backing out of games consistently. You can't defend people sending death threats to the devs and sending death threats to the people in the community. How the hell can you defend that? Although the TCM community is very loyal, the TCM community was also toxic, and I get it. All gaming communities, FIFA, NBA, DBD, dude, even Minecraft and Roblox, they're all toxic in their own way. But this community, like, I get it, man. I complained too. I provided constructive criticism and complained about the delay in updates. Rightfully so, though. They shouldn't be delaying updates in 2025 when they had a year and a half to work on the game. I complained about that. Nothing wrong with complaining about the current state of the game and criticizing it. But when you send death threats to devs and people in the community, that's a whole nother topic, and that's unacceptable. So although the devs are at fault as well, the community is at fault as well because of how they treated this game in terms of DCing all the time and how that was normalized in this game. I don't know how DCing was normalized in this game. I don't get it. I don't know how people did that. You have good days and bad games on video games. You have good days and bad days. You have good days and bad days when it comes to life in general. You're not going to win every game. People love to have that mentality on how you're going to be winning every game and all that. If you win you're not going to win every game, okay, guys? You're not going to win every game. There's always going to be someone better than you, whether you like it or not. All you have to do, if you lose a game or even if you win a game, you say GG's, move on to the next. I don't know why people care so much about winning all the time. I feel like if you win every game, it's going to be boring. And I still can't believe this too. A lot of victim players are going to hate me for saying this. How the hell did they do nothing about rushing? I rush as victim. I'll be honest. I rush as victim. But guess what? They allowed that for almost 2 years now. I still don't understand how they did not change the spawns for the family. Like, you spawn in Narnia as family, and victims can get out in like 2 minutes, depending on what map it is and what characters you use. And also, I brought this up yesterday on my stream. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'm ending this video. Okay? Reason why no one played family, okay? This is the reason why no one played family. You can play any victim. You can play any victim you want and cook, okay? But you have to play certain family members on every map. Hence the reason why majority of the time you see the OG3 or hands in the team. If you play Nancy, Johnny, and Sissy on a map, good luck, you know? Good luck. But that's the thing. That's why no one plays family, because you have to play certain family members on certain maps. And when it comes to victim, you can play any victim you want, and you can still cook. But when it comes to family, you have to play certain family members on every map. For an example, On Nancy's house, you have to play cook because guess what? White can throw a knife at the generator with one click of a button, turn it off, Connie can go to the front and use her ability, and kumbaya, they're out. And I know people are going to be saying, oh, I'm a family man. I'm defending family players. I mean, dude, there's a reason why the family side, no one's playing that side. And there's a reason why the lobbies are not filling up when it comes to family. I mean, guys, they released this game on PS Plus last month, and the lobbies were still shit after 2 weeks because no one wanted to play family. And they spawn in Narnia. Just doesn't make sense. When it comes to family, yeah, the patrolling, no one wanted to play family because the patrolling and all that, and how it was boring, and how they just had to stand there and all that. But so unfortunate when it comes to the game. This game has so much potential. We'll see what's next. Stay tuned, guys. Like they said, stay tuned. We gotta see what's next. One hell of a ride, though. Like I said, shout out to all the content creators and the people in the community. Nice getting to know you guys. Wish you and your family all the best. Wish you and your channel all the best moving forward. When it comes to my channel, I appreciate all you guys supporting my channel. I know people just want TCM, 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 TCM all the time. But guys, it's time to move forward. I'm not saying it's time for you guys to move forward. It's time for me to move forward. Because I can't play this game all the time and be miserable playing the same stale game over and over again when they're not even making gameplay changes anymore. But in terms of gameplay, phenomenal. Execution outside of that, terrible. Black Tower Studios, I don't know what to say to you guys. You guys, like, respect to the people working at Black Tower Studios, but when I'm talking to you guys in a professional manner, what the hell happened, guys? What the hell happened? Like, I don't know what happened. Shout out to Sumo as well. Sumo, I know you guys released some bad updates as well, but at least you guys were consistent and actually probably had passion for it. And to end it off, actually, whatever you do in life, guys, take pride in it. Have some pride to, like, whatever career you guys choose or whatever job you have, have some pride. Enjoy it. Have passion for it. This is the problem with the gaming industry now. With the gaming industry, no one has passion nowadays. Look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty's still thriving, obviously, but they had more passion back in the day. These games, a lot of games nowadays, 1 to 2 years, they pull the plug. I get it. People always say, oh, you shouldn't expect the game to last more than 2 years. Well, man, if they had some passion and actually looked at the potential for the game, maybe they will last more than a year and a half, especially with a game that has multiple license opportunities and a lot of potential. But I could go on for hours talking about this game and how they fumbled it so hard. But it sucks. And like I said, I can't kiss their ass anymore. I kissed their ass until the end of last year. Or I kissed their ass until the 1 year anniversary. The 1 year anniversary, I stopped kissing their ass. And once I saw the Xbox crash bug come into the game, stopped kissing their ass. And the updates they released after the anniversary update was atrocious. The amount of bugs, the amount of game-breaking bugs that were in it. The fact that they didn't even release hot fixes for some game-breaking bugs was very disappointing. I mean, look at the winter update as well, the December update. That update was so broken, and they did nothing. They went on holiday and did nothing with it until a month or two after. So, I mean, we literally got Bones in December, and he was unplayable for 2 months, right? So, there you go. And they released Graveyard as our final map. I can't believe Graveyard is our final map, by the way. Graveyard was one of the worst maps I've ever seen in gaming. The way that they designed that map and explained it was atrocious. But I wish Gun Media, Black Tower Studios, the best moving forward. Will I buy their game in the future? I mean, we all say we're not going to buy their game in the future, but we probably are. So I'm not even going to answer that question. But yeah, wish the TCM community the best moving forward. But moving forward on my channel, like I said, I'll be playing this game probably once or twice a week, maybe 3 times, depending on how I feel. Probably once or twice, in all honesty. I'll be playing the game. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing different types of games. Probably going to try out Killer Clowns when it comes to their 1 year anniversary because they actually care about their game. Probably try out DBD as well tomorrow when they release the 2v8. And play other games like shooter games like Apex Legends and all that. But wish you all the best. Wish everyone the best playing this game until it dies. I'll be playing the game until it dies, but if you're playing this game every day, I wish you all the best moving forward, genuinely, because after the May 2025 update, And when they add peer-to-peer matchmaking, it's going to be hell when they add peer-to-peer matchmaking. I wish all the best when it comes to peer-to-peer matchmaking, but I think it's going to be atrocious. Because look what happened with F13. And F13, man, I wish that game never died. I genuinely believe F13 could have been bigger than this game. This game could have been the next big thing, but I think F13 had the most potential. I really believe that because F13 had proximity chat and all that. I get it. ASIM games, it's hard to balance ASIM games, but when you add characters that are so game breaking to the point where you're losing players, it has to tell you something. It has to tell you something. And I understand what people are saying too when it comes to the. I know I keep going on and on, but I know what people are always saying. How like, well, who cares if they don't add a progression system? It's just a level increase. Who gives a shit? It's just a number going up. Guess what, guys? This is not 2005 anymore. We're in 2025, and a lot of games nowadays, people only play games now because they want to grind for something. Let's be honest. It might not affect you. You might not want to grind for stuff, but there's a reason why DBD is still thriving. I always say this. People hate DBD's gameplay, but they always go back. You know why they always go back to DBD? Because they add shit to the game, and they generally care about it. People think DBD devs don't care about the game, but they keep getting licenses. They're getting Five Nights at Freddy, and Matthew Lillard is voice lining Springtrap. So how the hell do they not care when they brought Matthew Lillard in? Makes no sense to me, but like I said, shout out to the DBD community as well. Very toxic over there, but every community is toxic. But shout out to the devs because, man, I got to give them props. DBD anniversary, 9-year anniversary this year, 10-year anniversary next year. Got to give him props. This game couldn't even last 2 years. Couldn't even last 2 years, but we'll see what they do next. But other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed my rant. I probably missed a few things, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was the end of chapter 1 for the channel. I will still be playing TCM, but not as much. But I'm looking forward to chapter 2 for the channel. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and take care, guys. Have a good day, and see you in the next one.